All the women who independent, throw your hands up at me. Okay, listen. I've been independent for a long time, honey. And I'm proud of said independence. But at the same time, like, I would love for somebody's son to come over here and help me. Like, yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. And happy Monday to you guys. I hope you had a great first weekend of the year. It is only January the 8th, but it feels like it's March the 27th. I don't know about you, but these first 8 days of 2024 have come in swinging, baby. Like, I don't know. Maybe but I've been hearing it from everybody. Like, everyone's in like a weird emotional space where it just feels like heaviness. Do you guys feel that? I don't know. Maybe it's just the people around me, but it's giving kind of ghetto a little bit. But I feel like it's more like a growth season. It's a season of stretching. It's a season of new beginnings and new things. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, the only time growth actually happens in the circumstances is when growth actually happens internally. So I don't know. But today I got a little quick message on balancing your independence with your vulnerability. Ooh, child. So right now, I don't know, Instagram got this new thing where they tell you the trending sounds, which is a good idea because it's so annoying when you're looking for trending sounds. Hopefully they're telling us the truth because, Instagram don't like to see us shine sometimes because it's already bad enough that your followers don't even see your post. That's weird, right? But anyway, so one of the songs was our wonderful sisters and TT's Destiny's Child, Independent. All the women who independent, throw your hands up at me. Okay, listen. I've been independent for a long time, honey. And I'm proud of said independence. But at the same time, like, I would love for somebody's son to come over here and help me. Like, help me. So, balancing your independence and your vulnerability is just such a tough space. I'm about to rant. It's a tough space for several reasons. So, number one, culture and society be ruining stuff for us. And it's even worse nowadays because back in the day, you only had big corporations pushing an agenda. You only had the commercials you see on TV, the ads you hear on the radio, the people you see in magazines. Nowadays, you not only have all of those things, you have social media. So people who are imbeciles, who are not even qualified enough to give advice, be going viral on things that they're not even qualified for, that most of the time they don't even believe in. They're just saying it because they know it's going to get them likes and shares. So it's a very dangerous place. So a lot of women out here are feeling some type of way about being independent because we have idiots with a microphone telling them, oh, don't no man want an independent woman. That don't even sound right. So you're saying you don't want someone who's self-sufficient and who can take care of herself. You sound dumb because you are dumb. I said what I said. Argue with your mama. And what I understand is, because I have common sense and common sense ain't coming, it's not about being too independent. It's about lacking vulnerability. Hyper independence is when a person is so independent that they don't ask for help at all to their own detriment. Like, I don't know if you've ever been, okay, I got a great example. I have a friend who one time she was telling me she was in a grocery store and I think she left her wallet in the car or something. And this guy behind her was like, I got you. I'll pay for it. She was like, no, I got it. And he's like, no, I got it. Like, literally argued this man down and would not let him pay for her stuff. And she went to her car, got her wallet and paid for it herself. Girl, when the Lord's trying to bless you, take that blessing. What is wrong with you? Or I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Almost Christmas with all kinds of people. Monique, Gabrielle Union, there's a whole bunch of people. Omar Epps, all them people. And Gabrielle Union's character, she was hyper independent. And that hyper independence came from like her starting and stopping and just not being successful in life. her version of success, because she hadn't finished school. She was in school to be a lawyer. She had changed her major so many times. You know, she didn't have money, just a lot going on. So she became hyper independent as a defense mechanism. So usually our hyper independence is a trauma response because either we were abused as children, or people kept throwing stuff in our face, or maybe we're trying to hide behind the fact that we don't feel successful. So we're trying to show you that we're so independent, we don't need nothing from nobody. Either way, hyper independence is when it becomes an issue, because hyper independence leads to a lack of vulnerability. The reason it leads to a lack of vulnerability is because you have to understand what vulnerability means. Vulnerability is our ability to be exposed emotionally, understanding the risk. Because when you are vulnerable, you're a type of person that can say, yes, I'm hurting. Yes, that hurt my feelings. Yes, I feel insecure in this moment. Yes, I feel envious right now because I'm going through my own struggle. Yes, I need help because I ain't got it right now. Yes, can you help me, please? Yes, I can't. Yes, can I borrow that money because I don't have it right now? Those are scary things for someone who's super independent, because that takes down this mask you have of, I don't need nobody for nothing. When the truth is, we all need somebody for something. Because biblically, God said it's not good for man to be alone. And that ain't God. People always take that and make it seem like it's only about a romantic thing. No, it's about community. The Bible also talks about how you can do more with multiple people, like more than one person. I know I'm just really quoting this all over the place, like that scripture, because I'm not super familiar with that one, but it's in the Bible. But we need people, and it's okay to ask for help. So I just feel like if someone listening to this and you're super independent, like where it's to your detriment, where you don't receive help at all, it's been people trying to help you. You know, you're in a space right now, be it physically, because we're going through, they ain't calling it a recession, but I am. It's a recession out here. They're calling it inflation. Listen, if it's inflation that's so high where I can't pay for nothing, it's a recession. That's just what I'm saying. Just make it plain for the people. But if you're somebody right now, you're struggling financially, and you are afraid to apply for them food stamps, you are afraid to apply for rental assistance, you are afraid to ask somebody for help, call somebody, ask them, hey, what's up? I know I don't usually do this, but I'm really suffering now. Stop. You don't have to bear that burden. That's why people are in your life. You don't have to do that. I used to be like that. I used to be so hyper independent that I didn't ask for nothing. I wouldn't take no help. Like, it would be times where my gas tank is on E and my mom would call me and be like, you good? You need some gas? And I'd be like, oh no, I'm good. I'm fine. Suffering. But God broke me down. Like, he really had to humble me. He had to humble me, because most of the time when you're hyper independent and you lack that vulnerability, it's due to pride. It's pride telling you, like, you got to do it all on your own, because if you don't do it all on your own, then you are a failure. And that's not true, because we all need help with something, even if it's not financially. Even if you're a person right now and you got it all together financially, career's banging, but emotionally you're hurting, there's pain there, and you're afraid to talk to somebody because you don't want to look weak, because you're the person that everyone looks up to. So you refuse to say something. Baby, say something. Do you know all these people, we get so flabbergasted when these people of power, these rich people, these famous people commit suicide. And the reason they commit suicide is because they feel like they cannot ask for help. They feel like they can't burden other people with their problems because other people are so busy burdening them with their problems. No, ask for help. Talk to somebody. Even if you can't talk to someone you know because you feel like the people around you are not good sources, go and find a stranger to talk. Like, DM somebody, girl. Like, do something. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to go talk to somebody. Get you some, better help. I think they be offering free trials or something. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody. I pray God sends you someone in your path today to talk to, and you pour that burden out, because we should not be too independent. We should not. We should not. And then, like, back to what I was saying about society making this like really tough about just being able to be vulnerable or being too independent. It's like they tell us we too independent, and then when we ask for help, they call us bums and broke. It's like, which one is it? Am I a bum and I'm broke, or am I too independent? I'm confused. I am confused. I'm so confused. So I think the issue when people say we're too independent, single women, because, you know, we get that bad rep, they're not saying that we're too independent. They're saying that we lack vulnerability in our independence. So you just have to learn how to have that balance and be discerning, because not everyone deserves your vulnerability. What I mean by that is romantically is what I'm speaking on. Not even romantically, in friendships, in relationships specifically. Be it work relationships, friend relationships. Not everyone deserves all your emotions. Now, it really comes down to how to TOO and then following to TO. So it really comes down to how healed you are, because your ability to be open is a direct deflection of your healing. So if you have healed from past trauma, you are able to open up about said trauma. You're also able to open up about your need for other people. So take your healing seriously in 2024, because it's very important to uproot a lot of false beliefs attached to your life, because a lot of those false beliefs are those little voices in the back of your head that tell you, like, don't say nothing to nobody. You don't need help from nobody. You got this. You got this. Don't do that. They talk about you anyway. All of these crazy thoughts that are not even true. And I speak about that heavily in my Embrace the Weight Challenge, where I have a whole week where we uproot false beliefs, and that comes from like building your self-worth, because building your value in yourself, you don't care what nobody on the outside says, because you're so strong internally that even when somebody say something crazy and hurt your feelings, you take that minute, you regroup, and you come back better than ever, because it's like whatever. But you have to be at a place of healing where you're able to be okay with receiving help and asking for help. And I think that in relationships, you still got to be very discerning. Be very discerning, because there's levels to vulnerability. Because just being the basic level of vulnerable, like saying, okay, hey, how you doing? You can be like, I'm not doing that good today. That's vulnerability, right? But also, another level of vulnerability is when you start telling people your secrets, you start telling people your business, and you want to be discerning about that level of vulnerability, because people out here crazy, and people out here, you know what I mean? And I know for me, I have this whole, I have a blog on Single Women Chronicles. I've posted about it a few times, about like how opening up too soon is self-sabotage. Sometimes we open up too soon to the wrong people, and they take advantage of that. They throw that in our face, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You still want to be able to pace yourself and discern people. But what I mean by balancing independence and vulnerability today, I'm more so speaking on the fact that understanding that you can be open and independent at the same time. Now, if you are the type of person that has been single for a long time, you've been independent for a long time. Me, I'm 34 now. I have been living on my own since I was 22. So that's a long time. And I've been single for a long time too. So I do notice that when guys attempt to date me, if we get into that serious realm, I find myself trying to lead, but it's not from a place of like, I don't want them to. It's just from habit. So I remember being in a situation where I was dating this guy, and we went somewhere and we didn't know where we were going. So I was like, oh, let me pull up my GPS. And he's like, I got GPS. I can do it. And I'm like, no, I can help. But it's just like this tendency to always want to kind of control or like overhelp the situation instead of letting him lead. And he laughed it off. He didn't get upset. But I do know that there has to be, I'm a teachable person. So like, I'm that person where constructive criticism, I can take it. Like, okay, let me see what's going on. And I know myself well enough to know, like, if you say something that I know ain't me, I could be like, nah, fam, that ain't me. You making stuff up. But also but if you say something that I know is me, I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're probably right. So many times when you're trying to balance this vulnerability independence thing, if someone comes into your life, now I'm talking about romantically. If someone comes into your life and they're, trying to lead and you're struggling to allow them to, you'll know it's the right person by how much grace they give you. Because we live in this society that don't give people grace or compassion for nothing. Like, as soon as somebody sneeze wrong, oh no, I'm blocking them. No, it's crazy. Like, it's okay to talk to people about stuff. Some people just don't know. Like, let folks know before, like, give people a chance to adjust. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I've had situations like that where I'm struggling to not be so independent because I'm so used to it. It's just habitual. It has nothing to do with me thinking that men can't lead. No, it's just habitual. So like, just give me a minute. Like, tell me what you need me to do. We can discuss it and talk about it. And then I'll lay back and let you do your thug dizzle. But that's how you're going to know. If someone makes you feel ashamed for being not too independent. If someone makes you feel ashamed for being independent, that's a red flag. That's wild. Like, they should be able to talk to you. Now, you shouldn't be bogarting everything. You shouldn't be aggressive. Of course, you shouldn't be like rude to them or like trying to control them or bully them into doing it your way or no way. Like, no, you shouldn't approach it like that. But what I'm saying is, like, if you know that you have a tendency to be kind of controlling with situations only because you've been by yourself for so long, just if they bring it up in a nice, graceful way, take that criticism, take that constructive criticism, understand like, you know what, you might be right. I might do that because I just don't want you to mess up a good thing because you too independent and you lack vulnerability. That's all. I just don't want you to mess up a good thing because we all want that person. I don't know about y'all, but there's this viral TikTok about this girl and this guy. Like, the guy is mapping out like all the exit plans and what to do and all of this. And she's in her brain, she's thinking, making my way downtown, walking fast. But it's basically showing how, like, when a man cares about a woman or he's in that leadership protector role, he got it. And then she can lay back and just be chilling and not worried about nothing. I've never been in that space because I don't trust nobody enough for that, but I want to be. And so I know that's going to take some adjusting. But in order for that adjustment to happen, I have to meet someone who is gracious and who's not judgmental, because there's a lot of people who lack grace and who are very judgmental out here. I've run across these satanic sons so many times and I ain't for it. So if anyone makes you feel bad for your independence, go, they not it. Let them go by the wayside. But hopefully this helps somebody, because I feel like this is not a subject that is often talked about. So if you enjoyed this message, if it was helpful, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, be sure to comment, be sure to share with somebody who you know this is going to help. And until next time, bye.